The CIPD is the professional body for the HR profession. It focuses very much on standards, but also on the development of the profession through their career. What I did find quite concerning was the use of the term elderly for somebody who was over 35. It affected me personally. I just thought, oh my God, I'm out of the game now. But also the fact that there are recruiters out there who think that that is a major factor. Instead of looking at what characteristics the person brings, what qualities, what kind of value that person brings to a job. In any recruitment process, you will find that there's a marrying between the person, their personality, their interests and skills, together with the organization's business. And however much an employer wants to say that they know what the job entails, very much the negotiation takes place once you're in the post. And then you find out that the person is actually better at certain things than others, and they bring value to parts of your business that you may not have even considered. So to disqualify people purely on a kind of age range at the outset, I think makes no business sense, because you're excluding a lot of experience and a lot of variety and diversity in the workforce that you could bring into the business. There's evidently going to be change in the work technologies, in the way that work is structured, the way that organizations choose to engage with talent. So for somebody who just to assume that things are going to be the same now and forever is one, naive, unlikely to be true. And if you're planning to be an employee for the next 40, 50 years, you ought to begin to start thinking about some of those considerations, including your own biases in recruitment. In terms of policy, I think the government has an opportunity to encourage the softer side by using its leverage in, say, the public sector and in local government to model the kinds of attitudes that other sectors of the economy can then emulate. Already you find that there are very, very good practices in the public sector in terms of flexible working, understanding that different parts of their workforce will have different needs, and it's not necessarily age-related. So this notion about flexible working used to be linked very closely to mothers, and it isn't so. You need flexible working as a younger worker if you wanted more time for your own pursuits, but also possibly because you have care responsibilities. So it's a lifestyle, life stage question, and with the reduction in public services, that is just going to be a reality for many. I think it was part of the narrative of what the state could afford, but it also meant in the reforms that the state pensions would go up to a standard sum. And that, I think, one, makes it administratively simpler, but also creates a stability in the expectations for people who are planning their income upon retirement. It's very important that people understand that the state pension is just a baseline from which to plan the rest of your retirement. You have to put on the extra bits to have a decent lifestyle afterwards. I like the reforms. I think it gives you a clear expectation of what the state's responsibility is to you, what your contributions are across a lifetime, and what you need to do to maintain your current lifestyle. This is consistent with the legislation to remove age as a discriminant for people who want to work. and it allows for the economy to then capitalize on the wealth of experience, the ability to harness and use those skills, certainly in areas that are short in the economy. For instance, like in engineering. If we were to enforce a retirement age, we'd be losing a huge number of qualified engineers. Such a number that I don't think this economy could survive. So having the ability to retain those skills in the workforce, to encourage people to then think again about how these skilled engineers could then contribute to the economy is an important part of the abolition of the default retirement age. I don't think, I really don't think there's any downside to that, and it reflects changes right across the workforce. I think it's a very useful reminder that age is not a dimension that should be used as a discriminant for people who are participating in the job market at whatever level.